Well, the Titan kind of fits in here. I might have pulled in a little too far, but I'll just back the focus up a little. As you can see, most of the snow has melted, but it's kind of like rainy today, so that's why I wanted to bring the Titan in the barn as far as I could get it. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but right here's the roof line. It won't fit all the way in, so I just, just a little bit in, enough to stay out of the rain if it does rain. And I'm sure I could have pulled it in farther, but the focus is still in here, so yeah. And I don't think I can get the focus out because the tires that are on it, the little hill right there is mud, which I'll show you here. That hole right there is actually from parking my work truck there. It sunk overnight with the ground thawing. So what's going on, YouTube? Back for another video. Something's been bothering me with the Titan. It's not the headlights. I mean, that bothers me too, but this the wiper cowl. How faded that is, and even the wiper arms. They're faded, so I'm gonna take them off today. I'll explain to you guys how to do it along the way, and we're gonna paint them. So pretty much all I should need is a 14mm socket, a flathead screwdriver, needle nose, maybe a knife. First thing you want to do is remove your wiper blades and the wiper arm, which for that you gotta remove this. It just pops off, and that'll reveal the 14mm nut, and then pull them off. And then I have to pop the hood, and there's a couple clips and whatnot, which we'll get into right now. Alright, the next thing we need to do is start pulling the clips off of the cowl itself underneath this little rubber gasket right here in the front. If you just lift up on that, everywhere where it's attached, like where you can't pull up, clips, you just stick needle nose in there, you can pop them right out. Like so. So I'm going to go across and I'm going to do all of them. Got all of those clips out and that rubber seal removed. We can get this little circle here, should just be able to pop up with needle nose as well, and there's one on each side. The next thing we need to do is get the cowl pulled down. It should just slide out of most of the clips up along the windshield there. Like I said, should. Or we're gonna break stuff. It could go either way. That was a little harder to get off than I thought, but yeah, if you just pull it, they'll pop right out. These top clips, they are up here all along. You just pull it. I pulled down and up a little bit, and it came right out. So the next thing we need to do is unhook the squirter hoses. The windshield are right there, just at the bottom of the nozzles. And they just pull right out like that. Alright, I got them both removed, and if you're curious, that's what it looks like underneath. And a few of my clips fell out and whatnot, but it'll be alright. So they're pretty gray, so I'm gonna clean them up. They are a little wet because it did snow a little bit last night, So I'm gonna dry them, clean them, sand a little, and then I'm gonna paint. Oh, before I forget, you have to remove this seal too, the one that goes along the windshield. That just pulls right off. I forgot, but the actual nozzle for the windshield squirters, you just push that right out. You don't have to remove it, but mine doesn't look that bad. You can see the difference in the color, so I'm just gonna pop it out. I got them pretty clean. Most of the water dried off of them. I am gonna spray them with Windex and clean them again. I'm using Windex just because that's all I have right now. I would recommend using something else, but you know, that's all I got, so that's what I'm gonna use. And then I'm just gonna go over, like, you know, the really bad spots, like right here. Probably this whole section from here back, because that's what sees the sun. I'm gonna sand. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but you can actually see the difference. The top that doesn't see sun, the bottom does. So I'm probably gonna sand, like I said, half of it. The other half I'm not gonna sand because it's not gonna see the sunlight, and you're never gonna see it unless I pop my hood. So yeah, let's get doing it. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to spray this with Windex and clean it up, and then I'm gonna sand with 800 grit. I think that'll be fine. I don't want to make it too smooth, but I don't want to go too rough. I was gonna do this in the other side of the barn, but then I remembered with the big barn door open, you can't get in the other side. So we are on my back porch right now. I'm gonna paint outside, I believe. Hopefully it's not too damp out. It might be, and I might end up be doing this for no reason, but we'll find out. Alright, we got our little paint booth set up here on the back porch. I literally just put the cardboard up against the wall like that so I don't paint the wall. But should be alright. Shouldn't get wet, hopefully. The paint I'm using is just Rust-Oleum sandable primer. We're going to use black, and then I'll probably put 1 or 2 coats of clear over top of that, and that's going to be Rust-Oleum as well. Alright, there's 1 coat. I messed up a little bit right here. The can kind of started spitting, which once it dries I'll sand it off and coat it again, but it doesn't look too bad. We'll find out for sure when it dries. So we're going to give it a little bit and let it dry. Alright, they're not looking too bad. They're fairly dry. These are still a little wet, the cows. Give them a little bit longer and then spray some clear on them. I didn't get a chance to sand this part off that I messed up on, well, the first can messed up on, because I only had 2 partial cans and the other one started messing up too. So for now, I'm just going to clear it, and it's going to be what it is. I'll take them off at a later date when I get some more paint and stuff and just redo them, but at least you get the idea on what you need to do, what it looks like when it's done, minus the crappy part. And yeah, so let's give it a little bit more and spray some clear. While you're waiting for the paint to dry, you can go through and pull the clips off, these ones from the top of the windshield. Some of them came off with the wiper cowl, some of them didn't, so the ones that didn't, we're going to go through and just pull them out with needle nose. So this is the clear I'm going to be using. It's Rust-Oleum acrylic lacquer. It's what I used for the rear Nissan emblem on my truck, and yeah, I'm gonna use it again. You don't need to clear it. A lot of people, they actually just use bed liner for the wiper cowls, but I didn't have any bed liner, so this is what we're using. I just figured I'd give them a couple quick coats there. They're pretty dry, but I'll let that dry and then flip them over and do the other side. Got one coat of clear on there. doesn't look too bad except for that one spot. I mean, there's a couple spots here and there, but it's no show truck, so I don't really care too much. And I don't have any runs in it, so that's good. But you know, this spot right here looks like crap. I don't even know if the camera picks it up, but it looks pretty bad just from where the primer can messed up a little bit, but doesn't look too bad. And then here's the arms. They're drying up pretty good. I'll give them a little bit more time, and then I'll flip them over and do the other side. So while I was waiting for the clear coat to dry, I figured I'd mess with the fog lights a little bit. This is actually a fog light wire. The ones that they included when I first put these in were not long enough, so I had to add on to them. But as you can see, right now they're on. But if I wiggle that wire, they flicker. So it's probably back in here is where it's connected. I'm assuming, you know, that's where the issue is. See, now they're off, but now they're on. So yeah, I haven't dug into the halos too much yet, but that'll be for a whole separate video, because I gotta tear all this out, pull the headlight out, and then see what's going on. Alright, I brought them out to the truck now. Well, the barn. They're fairly dry. They're not perfect because I suck at painting, but they look 100 times better than they did. There's the arms. And like I said, they're not perfect. Right there's some runs, but you know, as close as anyone will be to the truck, you'll never see it. Hopefully there's a run. But yeah, so pretty much every time I paint something, I always try to do it nice, and it always turns out like crap, but it's better than it was, so that's all that matters. So now what I'm going to do is the clips that were still on the top up there by the windshield, these ones, I'm going to put them back on the undersides here and start putting it back together. Alright, just like that, we got it back together. One of the hardest parts is actually this seal here, because it has like little clips on it kinda, and you will break them when you take it off because it's a pain. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I suck at painting. I got fingerprints there because it was still tacky, and there, a couple runs and whatnot, but also right in here. Looks like I didn't even get any clear coat on it, but it is what it is, and it definitely looks a lot better. So yeah, we'll get the wiper arms back on and the wipers back on, and then I'll back it out of here. We'll see what it looks like in the lack of sunlight. Alright, so I forgot to put the washer nozzles back in there, so I'd tear it all back apart, but then I kind of messed up the paint just a little bit more because it's still tacky, but like right here's a nick. But yeah, let's get putting the arms back on. Of course it's dead. outside. It's like I said, in the barn, it is night and day difference. Looks good. I'm fairly happy with it. Not happy about the runs and, you know, touching it a little early, but yeah, it is what it is. That's gonna do it for this upload, guys. If you like the content and you want to see more, give it a like, subscribe, comment, check me out on Instagram at @JustAnother_car dude, and I'll see you guys on the next one.